What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. I hope that everyone is having a beautiful Monday. But anyways, let's get into the hot topics. Now let's talk about Maggie Smith. So Maggie Smith, one of the finest British stage and screen actors of her generation, whose award-winning roles range from a free-thinking Scottish school teacher in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie to the acid-tongued Dowager Countess on Downton Abbey, died on Friday in London. She was 89. So her death in a hospital was announced by her family in a statement issued by a publicist. It did not specify the cause of death. Now, American moviegoers barely knew Miss Smith when she starred in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie in 1969 about a teacher at a girls' school in the 1930s who dared to have provocative views and a love life. Vincent Canby's review in the New York Times described her performance as a staggering amalgam of counterpointed moods, switches in voice levels, and obliquely stated emotions, all of which are precisely right. It brought her the Academy Award for Best Actress. So she won a second Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for California Suite 1978 based on Niall Simons' stage comedy. Okay, so anyways, in real life, prizes had begun coming Miss Smith's way in 1962 when she won her first Evening Standard Theater Award. By the turn of the millennium, she had the 2 Oscars, a Tony, 2 Golden Globes, a half a dozen BAFTAs, and scores of nominations, yet she could go almost anywhere unrecognized. Okay, so this is really amazing that Miss Maggie Smith had it all and that she was an iconic actress, by the way, because I believe that not any actress can do it as well as Maggie Smith did. May she rest in peace. I think that she is one of the most memorable, one of the most beautiful-hearted actresses out in Hollywood, and I believe that there won't be another actress like Maggie Smith. And let's also remember that Maggie Smith was also on Harry Potter, and she had a really important role in that movie as well. She, by the way, it was a really talented actress because of the fact that she really knew how she had those roles in, and she really knew how to get into her character well. And she was also highly loved by so many people that got to work with her in all of these movies. And by the way, she was 89 years old and she was still working hard. She was still doing what she loved doing the most because of the fact that she definitely wanted to die doing that. And now that Maggie Smith has passed away, it's like very unbelievable because, a lot of us, of course, we were expecting for her to, pass away soon, of course, because she was already getting really old. However, we weren't expecting for her to pass away just now. We were still, expecting to have more from her since she was, still active and energetic. And unfortunately, things did not turn out to be that way. Now, I really want to know what the cause of her death was, because to me, it's kind of weird that Maggie Smith passed away and there is no cause of death going on yet, and that, especially because of the fact that Maggie Smith wasn't really sick and she wasn't doing all that bad before she passed away. As far as what I knew, she seemed perfectly fine, like I said, but I believe it's just one of those things where, a person gets into those ages where they are doing well, but they're not doing well enough anymore, even though we think they are. And unfortunately, she passed away. And by the way, the fact that she got to win 2 Oscars and a Tony and 2 Golden Globes and a bunch of BAFTAs really got to say so much about this woman on how loved she was in Hollywood and how much of a good actress she was, because not any actress, by the way, gets to be winning multiple awards like these, especially the important awards like these. Let's remember, so she was blessed. At the end of the day, she was enormously blessed. But anyways, she'll forever be remembered and she'll forever be in our hearts. May she rest in peace, Maggie Smith. Now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Ariana Grande. So Ariana Grande is opening up about her relationship with Wicked co-star Ethan Slater for the first time. So while sitting down with fellow lead Cynthia Erivo for their Vanity Fair cover shoot, the 31-year-old pop star set the record straight about the Slater slander that made headlines throughout 2023. And she got to say this: "It definitely doesn't get any easier seeing some of the negativity that was birthed by disreputable tabloids," Grande told the publication. So Anyways, of course, I went through a lot of life changes during the filming of this movie. A lot of people that were working on it did. We were away for 2 years. So, of course, I understand why it was a field day for the tabloids to sort of create something that paid their bills, she continued. So, she also got to say the most disappointing part was to see so many people believe the worst version of it, she said. That was definitely a tough ride. Okay, so anyways, I believe that what Ariana Grande is trying to say here is that this whole entire rumor where Ethan Slater was supposedly cheating on his wife with Ariana Grande was actually not true, because in reality, Ethan Slater was already done with his wife, and I believe he was already divorcing his wife by the time he got into Ariana Grande. And I believe that, of course, with TMZ and many other tabloids out there, it was so freaking easy to judge a book by its cover, because the fact that they saw that Ethan Slater was divorcing, but they really didn't know how long he was already divorcing by the time Ethan Slater was already into Ariana Grande, and he was already dating Ariana Grande. So that's the thing. And since these tabloids really like to gain a lot of attention and they really like to gain a lot of publicity, of course they're going to go off and make up rumors like this, that Ethan Slater ended up cheating on his wife with Ariana Grande, and that Ariana Grande is a homewrecker, when in reality Ariana Grande is not a freaking homewrecker at all. So this is just very complicated, that a lot of people, especially celebrities out there like Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater, for example, are the main target of getting judged and criticized. And it must have been so tough for them to process all of this throughout this past year and a half that these rumors have been going around, because it's just so evil and it's so awful having to be pointed this way. And I just can't imagine though how Ariana Grande was dealing with all of that, especially because I know that Ariana Grande is really emotional. But I can also imagine too that Ariana Grande was trying to ignore all of that, because in reality she knows the truth on what really happened in between her and Ethan Slater. And I can also imagine that she was also too focused on working on the Wicked movie at the time than to be focused on all of the freaking rumors that were being said about her and Ethan. Because she was just so on it, ladies and gentlemen, with the Wicked movie. Let's remember, she was so busy with Cynthia Erivo and with the rest of her cast, especially with Ethan Slater, because Ethan Slater got to work with her on that same movie. Let's remember that I believe that she only had the time for that than to be so focused on stupid stuff about what people had to say about her and Ethan. So anyways, with all of that being said, let's all be nice, y'all. Let's all be nice, and let's stop judging, and let's stop judging a book by its cover. All right, now on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about Little Reese. So Little Reese is in police custody nearly 2 weeks after an arrest warrant was issued over allegations he punched and strangled a former girlfriend, TMZ has learned. According to arrest records, the rapper was booked for aggravated assault of a family or household member in the early hours of Monday morning and was subsequently denied bond. So, an eyewitness tells TMZ the Chicago drill rapper swung by the Address nightclub in Houston, Texas, Sunday evening, where LR had a run-in with authorities. We're told officers were already at the club, though it's unclear why they were stationed at the hot spot. So, the eyewitness tells us cops caught wind of Little Reese's presence at the Address and closed in on him. We're told Little Reese was eventually apprehended by the officers and put in handcuffs. So, check it out. In a picture from the scene, Little Reese is escorted to a cop car as his hands are cuffed behind his back. He keeps a serious expression, appearing to stay tight-lipped during the arrest. So anyways, Little Reese donned a similar expression in his mugshot following the arrest, keeping a straight face for the picture. The booking comes 2 weeks after authorities began searching for Little Reese over an alleged incident at the Pink House in Houston. As TMZ previously reported, the rapper allegedly punched his ex in the right cheek and attempted to choke her out after she had rejected his advances during a run-in at the nightclub. Okay, so this is really insane. I believe that this guy really should get arrested, and I believe that this guy should definitely be in prison for a very long time, because I believe that these accusations that are going towards him are actually not false and they're actually true. Because come on now, a lot of bad things really do happen at the freaking nightclub, and one of them is when a guy is trying to do something bad towards you, especially trying to force you into doing something that you don't want to do with him. So that's another thing. I believe that since this girl had a witness to witness everything on what was going on, I believe that this girl was basically the hero here. And I believe this girl was basically, the one that really said it all to the police. And I believe that this girl is going to show up at the courthouse and say it all because of the fact that she knows it all and saw it all. So that's another thing. So with all of that being said, I believe that this girl, who happens to be the victim of this crazy ex of his, is definitely well protected and well looked out by her own friend, which is amazing. And you know what, another reason to why I believe that little Reese really would do something like that is because I can tell that the guy is really not that good of a person. I mean, he seems pretty thuggish, and I'm not saying it to sound rude or anything like that. I'm just saying it because of how he really looks and behaves and this and that, I'm just saying. But anyways, with all of that being said, there was an update, and the update says that Little Reese's attorney, Carl Moore, tells TMZ that Mr. Taylor vehemently denies these false accusations. We look forward to his day in court. But like I said, I believe that this guy is not going to win in court at all because, there is a witness, and when there is a witness and there are receipts shown that this guy actually did this to his own ex over at the nightclub, then he is screwed big time, and that is all I have to say about this. But anyways, on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about The Miz. So The Miz is looking to pin down a potential buyer for his Los Angeles area home. The WWE star is officially putting the home he shares with his wife, Maurice, on the market today. Sources tell TMZ the couple is looking to unload their contemporary English manor in Westlake Village, California, as they're taking their business ventures to Las Vegas. All right, so still, we're sure it wasn't an easy decision to part ways with the impressive Abad. Not only has this estate been heavily featured on the Couples' USA Network show, Ms. and Mrs., but the home boasts 10,400 square feet of living space, and they just completed a massive renovation. So the home notably sits behind guarded gates as part of the North Ranch Country Club estates and includes a beautiful view of the golf course and the mountains. So amenities include a custom pool and spa, rose gardens, outdoor living areas, 2 detached guest homes, an all-new kitchen, theater, wine cellar, and more. All right, so if you're eager to call this property yours, you will just need to cough up $11.995 million. Okay, so this is really insane. Yeah, I believe that a really, really rich person is going to be able to buy a house like this, because I don't think that anybody has over 11 million when it comes to money, especially house money. Also, it's insane how far and how expensive this house has gotten, because back in 2019, these two got to buy the house for only 6.4 million, and we're talking about only 5 years ago. Okay, so that just comes to show how much inflation has gone into us. Now, I think, in my opinion, that since these two are moving out of that house and they're now going into somewhere else, maybe they're moving somewhere else because of the fact that they really want to go somewhere else, or maybe they just can't afford the house anymore, because you never know, man. But what I can say here, though, is that they might be buying another nice house wherever they're going, that's for sure, because, these two, I believe they have the freaking money. But if they are moving to another house because of the fact that they can't afford this house that they are currently living in and that they're currently selling, then they're going to buy a nice house, but that's, not as nice as this one and not as expensive as this one. I can already imagine, who knows? But anyways, if they're moving to Las Vegas, though, that's really going to be something right there, because I know that Las Vegas has a lot of beautiful houses over there, because Las Vegas, baby, is very beautiful. We got the casinos, we got the beautiful mansions, we got the beautiful God knows what else over there. Sin City is Sin City, but it's also a beautiful city. And, we ain't talking about those beautiful women that dance in the freaking poles over there. We're also talking about the beautiful houses, and we're talking about the beautiful scenery and the beautiful deserts and this and that too, because, Las Vegas also has a beautiful scenery to look into as well, which I'm sure that these people got highly convinced, which is the reason to why they decided to move all the way to Las Vegas. So, anyways, This is really cool what I'm hearing here, I guess you can say, but good luck to them.